Welcome to Morning Market Report. I'm Digvijay. Today is 3rd March and GIFT Nifty is indicating more than 100 point opening, 106 point opening. So this can be seen as a positive sign after Nifty fell so much. Last day, in last trading session, Nifty fell almost 1.9%. So that was huge. And if we look at the global cues, Nasdaq 100, which is the US main index along with the Japan index, it is indicating a positive sign. So however, again, you need to consider how much it has grown after falling for how much. So it fell almost 8.1%, and from there you can see there is a recovery of 1.6%. So after 8% fall, 1.6% is like nothing. However, it can be seen as a positive sign. The same with the Nikkei. Nikkei index was up by 1.14%. So in terms of, again, if we come back to Nifty, here Nifty is at a very strange zone and there is no as such support at this level. So the immediate support can be seen as 22,000, which is a round number, and the reason it's considered as support only because this is a round number. If you go back and see, Nifty didn't actually took a lot of support at 22,000. It broke it so many times. So the major support can be actually 21,800. So if I draw 21,800, you see 21,800 works so many times. So, and after market fell so much, there is a very high probability that 20,000 can be broken and it will not act as a very strong support. So I'm more inclined towards 21,800 as a more stronger support. And the similar thing can be seen if you look at the open interest. Look, this is the chart of the open interest Nifty 50, and you can see the highest open interest in put option is at 21,800 strike price, and in 22,000 you don't really see much difference, and there's not many put options there. So basically this indicates that market is expecting price to not fall below 21,800. That can act as a very strong support. On the other side, if we look at the call option for resistance, 22,200, which is very close to the recent price, which most probably is going to be broken off because market is opening gap up. So this can act as a first resistance. However, 22,300 can act as a very strong resistance. You can see that the open interest is there. There's a difference of open interest almost how much, 54 lakh, and here if you look, there's a huge difference in call and put open interest is almost 48 lakhs. So that's huge. And in terms of FIA DIA data, so if you look at the 28th Feb last trading session data, FIA sold for 11,600 crores. That's huge, right? And that's probably the reason why market fell 1.9%. So if you look at the last 4-5 days of FIA net selling, then that come close to how much FIA has sold in just one trading session. So from this, either two things can come out from this FIA selling. Either this is the end or they are really bearish in the market. So we have to see what happens. Again, India GDP data got released for the 3rd quarter from September to December, and the GDP growth rate was decent. It was not as expected. So analysts and experts, they expected GDP growth rate to be 6.3%. However, the real GDP growth was 6.2%, a little bit lower than what the expectation was. However, there is one good news regarding it is that Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, the official body that compile and release the GDP data for the overall GDP growth of this country for this fiscal year, they have increased the GDP growth rate from 6.3% to 6.4%. So they does increase it by 0.1%. So that's one good positive side. So basically it indicates that the 4th quarter from January to March is going to be very positive quarter. They're expecting a very good GDP growth rate for this quarter. And in terms of global news, I believe Trump tomorrow Trump will impose 25% tariff on Mexico, Canada, and 10% additional tariff on China. So the implication of that is yet to be seen. And from, I believe it was 4th April when Trump will go ahead and impose reciprocal tariff on all the countries who. So basically, reciprocal tariff is how much other countries charging USA, USA will charge the same. So if India, let's say, charges 50% on import of cars, then US will charge the similar 50% on import of cars. However, our current government is trying to negotiate a deal with the US government. So let's see if that roll out well, then that would be good for our country because as you know, US is a very important partner and there are only few countries with whom we are in trade surplus and US is one of those. We are in trade surplus with US for almost like $44 billion. That's huge. So let market open. Market will open somewhere around this level and there is a probability that either is going to be doji candle, so market will just stay at this similar place, or market will have a very sharp fall from there. So there is a possibility of that, so I would be looking for it.